Usually after the relationship starts, if you haven't taken the preliminary hints that the degeneration starts. A lot of these people will tell you, well, I've been told I'm this, I've been told I'm that, they told me I did this, they told me I did that. And many of you have made a conscious choice. You've decided that you'll be able to cope with these dysfunctions, negligences and abuses. You've decided, even though you've been through it before, that you'll be able to build a relationship with this person who's clearly saying to you that they have irreparable problems that they don't want to fix, problems that they're happy to have, that they're happy to grow and happy to live with. And now you've come along, you've one way or another connected with this person, and you think that you're going to be able to make things different. Now, it's a very selfish way, when you think about it, of looking at things, because excuse me, you can hear the Australian kookaburras in the background for those international listeners, and the other birds. Now, it's a very selfish way of looking at things, because you're putting yourself in a position that you think is going to benefit you. Right, this is an illusion, because the initial love bomb honeymoon phase of a relationship gives us a level of tolerance that is supernatural. It's not normal. We tolerate and ignore things that we shouldn't. We ignore the warning signs and the red flags, and we try and adjust and adapt to a state that we believe we'll be able to deal with. But as time goes on and things get worse, or at least stabilize in a dysfunctional way, destabilize, our mental health starts to erode, because we we're never going to be able to navigate the micro-incremental Machiavellian behaviours of the person that we've chosen to be with. And this can cause panic, anxiety, and other mental health troubles that not only play on the mind and take time to repair and heal once we come to our senses, they also impact the physical body. And this is where it can get complicated and very serious, because in the relationship I had with a severe covert female narcissist, pathological, this woman was in a pathological state. And the reason why I know this is because the brilliance The way in which her condition was hidden until she landed the fish, as it were, was absolutely magnificent. I do have to say there were warning signs which I ignored, which is a part of the relationship that I have to take personal accountability for, and so do you. See, many of us, when we come out of these abusive relationships, people that haven't given themselves the privilege to mature the right way, we can come out very damaged. If, for instance, you might be in questioning and wrestling within yourself. See, what happens is the battle doesn't end up being with the person that you're with. The battle ends up being with yourself. Should I stay or should I go? What's happening? Why are these things happening? Am I right or am I wrong? Am I seeing things or not? And we try and ignore the red flags and the warning signs and all this other stuff. It affects our judgments, our hand-eye coordinations, the way our body works, and all of a sudden you can have a serious accident like I did and suffer with the injuries from that for the rest of your life. Some people end up being physically harmed by these people, not just mentally, but physically. They put up with it for years and years. And we never really fully return to the person that God planned us to be. We can come back to a certain element of that, but sometimes the damage is so severe. Like in my case, I'm a sporting person. I had a sporting accident in connection with trouble that the woman I was married to was causing. It was just interfering with my precision. The stress and the questions and the things that we go through trying to solve the negligences and the abuses that we're under with whoever we're with. And the next thing you know, you're in an accident, a serious accident. And it's because of the way the abuse within the relationship has affected your day-to-day performance. It's, the Bible says, like an aching tooth and a foot out of joint in the Proverbs, something along those lines, like a disjointed bone. This is what can happen to our mental health. And while these micro-incremental injuries that we are sustaining and trying to manage are happening, it affects the way in which we physically function. It affects the instruments of our body and the organs of our body. A lot of people have become sick and have died because of abusive relationships. They just didn't have the resilience and fortitude or knowledge to be able to manage the abuse. And as the person they were with started to erode and become abusive, so too did the mental health and physical health of the person on the end of the abuse increase in the negative, deteriorated. And many people end up mentally harmed permanently and physically maimed permanently because they stayed in a relationship that showed them all the signs that they shouldn't have stayed in. This goes for men and women. And my advice to you is don't try and fix somebody that's broken. Fix yourself. Come to your senses. Pack your bags. Walk out the door. And never, ever, ever go back.